Now, recently, I've got a lot of requests for a lesson about adjectives, key adjectives for Toeic. And I thought about it and I said, all right, let's do it. So today we're going to look at 6 key adjectives related to Toeic, and you need to know these. Before we start, always like, share, subscribe, all those wonderful things. Let's get started. The first adjective is sound. Now, you probably think of sound as something you hear. That's true. But the adjective sound means complete, strong, in good shape, not damaged. Here's a couple examples. Your essay was grammatically sound with very few errors. So it was strong. It was complete. Let's look at another example. She has a sound understanding of the new software. I think she could train other people in the company on how to use it. So she has a strong understanding. One more example. When it started, the company was barely surviving. However, now it is financially sound and might even expand. So the company is financially sound. When it comes to money, it is fairly strong. It is not damaged. All right, some common collocations with sound are someone has a sound understanding or grasp. Also, you might hear the term give sound advice to someone. So this is giving good advice. So as you can see, sound is a positive adjective. The next adjective is feasible. Feasible means possible, and it is usually related to not being too expensive. And it's like when you want to do a project or you want to build something. Is it feasible? Is it financially possible? Here's an example. The government looked into building a bridge from the mainland to the island, but realized it wasn't feasible. It would cost over $10 billion. Another example, the company looked into the feasibility of building a pipeline from Saudi Arabia to India, and they discovered that it was feasible. So feasibility is obviously the noun, but feasible is the adjective. The next word, pleased. Now, a lot of people get confused between pleased and pleasant. So, pleased means satisfied. It is a feeling. It is an emotion. It basically means happy. A common form is someone is pleased with something, or someone is pleased to verb. Here is an example. The parents were very pleased with the child's new teacher, as they thought she did an amazing job with the kids. So they were happy with this teacher. They were satisfied. Now, if I use pleasant, pleasant describes something, and it says if something is pleasant, it makes you feel good. For example, she is a very pleasant person. I like spending time with her. I had a pleasant time in the park. It was very relaxing. I was pleased that I went. Now, the opposite of pleased is displeased. The opposite of pleasant is unpleasant. So remember, if you are pleased with something, you are happy. If something is pleasant, something is nice, something is enjoyable. The next word is competent. Competent means capable, or able to do a specific job. Let's look at an example. Although Dan sometimes comes late, he is a competent employee who works efficiently. So basically, he can do his job well. Another example. Many thought the politician was not competent enough to deal with modern challenges. So this politician did not have the skills, did not have the ability. What is the opposite of competent? Incompetent. What is the noun? Competence. And here's an example using the noun. I admit that I lack competence related to organization of files. That's true. Another example, not only is he incompetent at his job, he is also rude to other staff members. All right, the next term, sufficient. Sufficient means good enough, adequate. So imagine a situation like this. You are having people over for dinner. You have 10 people coming to your apartment. You only have 3 plates. You do not have a sufficient number of plates for the dinner. So you do not have enough plates. Often you will see sufficient plus amount or number. As we can see, you do not have a sufficient number of plates for dinner. Or maybe I don't have a sufficient amount of information to make the decision. Let's look at one more example. If I say the company did not have sufficient funds to cover payroll, that means the company did not have a sufficient amount of money to cover payroll. That means the company didn't have enough money to pay their employees. What is the adverb for sufficient? Sufficiently. Here's an example. After being quite sick, I am now sufficiently healthy to start playing hockey again. And what is the opposite of sufficient? Insufficient. The last word, consistent, consistent. This is very similar over time. And usually this word is positive. It's a good meaning. Let's look at an example. There has been consistent growth in her language skills over the last 2 years. So the growth has been happening over and over and over. It does not change much. The growth continues to happen. Another example, when looking to build muscle, it is important that you keep a consistent schedule, which means you go to the gym regularly and get enough sleep every day. What is the opposite? Inconsistent. He could be one of the best players in the league. However, his performance is inconsistent. Some days he's a superstar, and other days it looks like he's sleeping on the field. And what is the adverb? Consistently. She consistently creates art that is not only unique, but also very pleasant to look at. And the noun for consistent, consistency. All right, so we've learned the vocab. Now let's look at 3 Toeic questions. Start with 113. Well, the answer here is B, because doctors is countable. It has an S, so I'm going to use number of. Once again, I have an amount of information. I have a large amount of time, but I have a large number of pens. I have a small number of friends. Well, kind of. Okay? So the best answer there is B, because doctors ends with an S. It is plural. 121. Well, first we can use grammar to eliminate one answer. Financially is an adverb. It ends with ly. 99% of the time, a noun cannot follow an adverb. I could say 100, but nothing, very few things are 100%. For example, financial advice, correct. Financially advice, wrong. She gave me financially help, wrong. She was financially helpful, correct. So I need an adjective after financially. Stability is a noun. Stable is an adjective, but stability is a noun, so let's remove D. Okay, so the best answer here is sound. If you are financially sound, you are financially strong. You are not damaged. So the best term here is A, sound. And the final question. Well, in this situation, the best answer is C, because the team is happy. And because I have 2, I'm going to go verb. The team is happy to announce. The team is pleased to announce. The team is pleased with the announcement. But pleased to verb, pleased with noun. Okay, so we got some new vocabulary, some new adjectives. These always come up in Toeic. These regularly come up in Toeic. I'm not going to lie to you, not always. I hope it helps. Please let people know about this channel. I'd love to see it grow. I want consistent growth. All right, everyone. Have a good day. Bye.